I would like to invite Professor Natter up to introduce the Iceland crew. Let's hear it for Iceland.
Okay, Joe, I'm going to ask you. You ready? I have to put in the microphone, then I'm going to give you the microphone. Joe, what advice would you give other Brookdale students who are considering studying abroad? What advice would you give?
The best advice I would say would be to research the country or nation you're going to go to study abroad, because it just gives you a little extra information prepared when you go there, and then you got something to get excited about.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything to add? Anyone else on the panel? What should you know before?
I would say I've never been out of the country, and I was a little nervous about it. But I would just say go for it. I had one of the best times of my life. So definitely just go for it and do things you've never done before.
I guess you just give it to me. All right, here we go. Dominic. Yes. Bachelor number 2. Describe your favorite Iceland memory and explain what is so special about this particular memory. Favorite Iceland memory, and you guys think about.
All right. There were a lot. It was really just a great experience. I guess my favorite was the last night we spent in the capital of Reykjavik. It was just me and all my friends. We all went out. We kind of partied, and it was just a lot of fun. You know, you're being in a European city by yourself with just a couple of people you just met, and it's really something pretty great, you know, experience, and it really was a lot of fun. So yeah.
All right, Carrie, about a favorite memory from you?
Well, this is hard, but I have to agree with Dominic too, but I'm going to add something different. I guess my favorite memory was probably going into the lava cave, just because we all closed our eyes and then it was so relaxing and you just heard all the water like dripping, and then Ashley too, and she got to go all the way down, and it was just awesome. It was the best experience.
All right, anybody else? Jamie, you want to say, or Joe? They want to do memories.
For my favorite memory, I would say it was when our first stop at the first waterfalls, that was like after the Blue Lagoon.
Yep.
Just for that time, we were on a restricted time, but a few of us decided to climb up the mountain right next to that falls. And for delaying the whole group, it was so worth it with that incredible view. We got her there. And just that experience and feeling
The first
that
waterfall.
one moment of climbing that first waterfall and with that challenge was just completely amazing.
It was, yeah. Jamie.
My favorite memory was one of the places we stayed. Most of us had the same house. So since there was no Wi-Fi or nothing, there was one bathroom but like 5 different rooms, and I was like, I'm gonna shower like first, and I fell outside of like the shower right on the floor, and all of a
Good
sudden I
memory,
heard a
Jamie.
bang.
Good memory.
It was an awesome memory. Everyone heard a bang, and I was just like, ooh, and then it was funny. And then later that night, we all just got together in one room, and we were all just singing along to laptop music because there was nothing else to do.
Logan, any special?
It's a good icebreaker, right?
It was one of the last nights.
Yeah.
I would say, other than the Icelandic yogurt, love that.
Skier.
It's called Skier. It's
Love
awesome.
Skier, that's my favorite thing.
One of our first days, we went to
Veek?
Vik, and a group of us went up this mountain that she said our guide said it would take about 15 minutes. Like hour and a half later, we're lost up there, but it was like probably the coolest view I've ever seen in my life, and we just had a really good time, so it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Okay. Ooh.
All right, here we go. Deep learning often takes place when our initial expectations about people or places are disproved. Did you have any preconceived ideas about the country that you visited that were disproved? Any expectations met, not met?
That's the hard. Yeah, I'll give you the question. You can look at it too. Take a minute. They can. Anybody want to help her out?
I do.
Or if anyone else is ready, yeah, that's a real. You gotta think about.
Well,
that.
when you first think about Iceland, you think just all they do is eat fish, and surprisingly, they have a lot of fast food places. Not McDonald's, but they have a lot of like Italian restaurants, steakhouses, and it's pretty funny. So that was definitely an expectation I wasn't expecting. I just figured to have fish and
Reindeer.
Yeah, but it was more like they had steak and they had chicken, and probably the best chicken I had in my entire life was in Iceland for some reason. So, yeah. So everyone
All
else,
right.
you know.
Right.
I guess for me personally, I was expecting, when you think of going abroad, you think of going to a country where you're completely disconnected and you cannot communicate with them. But when you go to Iceland and realize that they have such a dependence on tourism that they know English along with the traditional language, that was very impressive. And synergizing that with their friendliness as well just really was quite a pleasant surprise.
Nice. Anyone else? Logan?
The weather. I packed for like 40, 35 degree weather, like Under Armours, everything. I ended up running almost every day with no shirt on. So we just got really, really lucky. It was like 60 degrees almost,
60.
and it's not normal there, so it was a lot of fun.
Carrie, you want to get microphone back there?
Yeah, I guess.
Bring it back down.
So I think something I was surprised about was that there actually was kind of like a city life. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was going to be all grass and like green everywhere, but there actually was like a really cool city. And I think that's what I was kind of surprised about because I wasn't expecting it.
Good. All right. Oh, James got one.
The sun never sets.
Jamie, what was the most important social or cultural lesson that you learned while studying abroad? Ooh, social or cultural lesson.
There's not only Icelandic people there. Everywhere, like I feel like there was a lot of other European or even like Asian countries that were there at the same time. Like a lot of places we spent like a night at, I met like Australian people or Scottish people even, and they just like to talk a lot. In a good way. In a good way.
Anyone else? Social, cultural?
And I like reindeer now.
Yeah.
I guess the history of the country, maybe. That was a really important lesson. I mean, the language is honestly amazing. It's so hard, but it's kind of like English, but it's not. So that was definitely something really interesting to learn.
Yeah, a lot of you wrote about the history, the museum we went to where you learned about the
The National Museum of Iceland, yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
Logan, you want to mention
Tour guide. What? You're gonna be a tour
Back to
guide.
Logan.
It's not like the White House. We're walking on the front door of the president, so it's much more laid back. Like there's no Secret Service, and that was it was very interesting. So that was cool.
I just want to say a lot of people think traveling with students could be really difficult for a professor. This group was so well behaved, so well mannered, and that doesn't mean they didn't go out and have fun, because a bunch of them said that. And on the weekends, the bars in Iceland are open till, Jamie, help me out, 3? 5? But the group learned a great deal about social interaction because they didn't know each other. And when we got back to the airport to go, we were all best friends.
Round of applause for Iceland.